One of the things I think people should not joke about is people's culture, what they believe,
Yeah.
what they hold strongly to.
Mm.
I don't think it's right disrespecting, because I see talking about those things as disrespect. Disrespecting what other people believe, or disrespecting what someone believes, a culture, a religion, making joke and making fun of it.
And the guy wasn't having one leg, and someone was like, I want you to stand on your feet and take life very serious. So you see, and people are laughing about it. So it's becoming
That's
in
extreme.
very
They don't
extreme.
care. I noticed that most short people don't like people making fun of them.
Yes, they don't.
They,
Okay. Didn't call anybody's name. Didn't mention anybody's name.
Okay.
they don't like people
Okay.
making fun of their height. So I was very surprised that she was fine with it.
Someone has bigger ears than yours,
Mm.
and the person asked you, you said something, and expecting the person, should have
Reply.
heard, to have heard, and then the person repeats the same thing.
Yes.
For example, get me a glass of wine. I should get you a glass of wine. Do you get? Get me a
Yeah.
glass of wine. I should get a glass of wine. So, especially if you're short tempered, it means for you to ask me if you should get me a glass of
Yeah.
wine, it means you heard.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what are those your big ears for?
Hey.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live podcast, your safe space. All right, today we are going to be treating another very interesting topic as always. But before then, my name is Mercy Jumbo, and today I have with me and
Happy.
all right. So we are going to be talking about a topic, and we titled it "When Funny is No Longer Funny." Yeah. Why we gave it this topic is because we were having a conversation some days ago, and we started talking about these things, and we noticed that there is something people usually do going online, watching videos on social media. There are things people do, things people call funny, that has negative impact on other people. It tends to make them feel some kind of way. Some people laugh about it, and some people do not find it funny at all. So that is what we'll be talking about today. I will be discussing some of these negative impacts that it has on other people and how we can find our way around it. Yep. So, Mrs. Happy, what do you have to say about this?
Okay. Laughter do it good, like
Mm.
medicine,
Yes.
right? I love to laugh. I like
Everybody does.
funny things. I like to make I like anything hilarious, but I think there should be boundaries.
Yeah.
I believe our motive is very, very important in whatever we do, in, whatever we say, and we have to be considerate with others. Whatever we think, say, or do to other people shouldn't be something that will hurt them.
Then,
So, when we, as much as some things will come across as funny, we also have to look, outward to see if whoever it is that is the object of, the fun, if the person is impacted negatively
mm.
or not. So I think it's very important that we're considerate about other people.
Some people don't actually care about the way the other person feels.
Yes, and at the same time, I think some people don't even just give it a second thought
Yes.
as to whether or not it affects other people.
Other people.
Yes, so you just see something, they laugh about it or make jokes and all that. And like they say, Nigerians are the happiest
No,
people.
they are. I think Nigerians even do it more. So, brute, Papa.
I'm all right.
What do you think about this?
What do I think about when funny is no longer funny? I'll add. Just continue. I'll add my own contribution.
All right. Some of the impacts I have seen even apart from social media, it happens in our day-to-day life
Yeah.
where you have group of people together and you get they get to or someone get to make fun of another person. Maybe he's the person's weakness or something that they tend to, maybe for example, I tend to tell you something about myself that is actually bothering me and you laugh about it. And not just laughing about it, you crack jokes around other people making fun of it, not minding how I feel about it. So I believe that this thing makes other people feel they seclude themselves or isolate themselves
Yeah.
from people because they believe that if I tell this person about this thing, the person will get to make fun out of it. And what is more painful is that when you say that this thing is not funny, other people think you're taking life serious.
You're too serious.
Yeah,
Yes,
you're
you are
too
It's not
serious
that
about
deep.
yes,
it.
it's not that deep. So I don't know if it's just me or it's how everybody sees it or some people see it. How do we tend to tell this person or make people understand that this thing that people call joke or some, not everything, some of the things that people call joke or they think they are just making fun about or they think they are being jovial is actually affecting other people.
You know, some people will not this them making jest of other people, right? They won't understand that their jokes or the joke they are making is harmful. That's what I just think until it's being done to them. And you know, this thing, this joke, this making fun out of what is not funny started from when we were little. I don't this
Okay.
yabbing.
Yeah.
So like it all started from that time. And those days I don't find it funny. Like when I find myself in that, you know, and most people from that time they carried it, they took it like it's a normal life. You see someone talking about someone's father, indirectly insulting someone's father, and they will laugh about it.
So like that's I think they should, like we said earlier, create boundaries. Well, there's a place to draw the line when you
Yeah.
begin to, involve elders or your parents or your family
Yeah.
in your so-called jokes.
Joke.
I think then you'll be going off limits. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So if like what you said, if it's not being done to them, because you might tell someone or you might bring to their knowledge that this thing is not fun and they will still not take it serious until it happens to them. Why did I say like that? Why am I saying this? It's because those days when, because they do it, they make it as a game. This one, let me yab you. This one, like when they're yabbing themselves and the other one is winning, the person will be happy.
Happy.
But I got to understand that if I'm not, because in that circle there's the don among them.
Yeah.
So when the don comes and start doing his own, the other person will feel bad and be like, I know they do again. I know they do again. My mom is saying, oh, no, they play. You can't play. So you see, if it's not been done to them,
Yes.
they won't understand. That's the only way some people
And we don't know
can
what is
learn.
happening to them inside, how it is
Eh-heh.
affecting them
Yes.
inside. Yeah, that is
So-
true. So one of the things I think people should not joke about is people's culture, what they believe,
Yeah.
what they hold strongly to.
Mm.
I don't think it's right disrespecting because I see talking about those things as disrespect, disrespecting what other people believe or disrespecting what someone believes, a culture, a religion, making joke and making fun of it. And Nigerians know how to do that thing a lot. Even body shame people and call it a joke. Yeah, they body shame people and call it a joke. They disrespect people's culture and call it a joke. So I don't know if it's the same for you guys.
This body shaming of a thing is very, very, it's becoming a normal lifestyle.
And they laugh about it.
They laugh about it. You know, one time I was scrolling through social media and then I came across this video. The lady doesn't have arms, right? And she was dancing. I guess she was just trying to make herself happy. And then somebody commented, made a comment in the comment section. And the person was like, you're single-handedly handling, I don't know how it's
Wow.
handling this
Wow.
situation. And another person was like, I pray the Lord bless you. And I think, was it collect the blessings with your two arms? Like they were making jest of this lady. And I felt really bad. And people were laughing about it. Everybody was finding it very, very funny. And there was another one. The guy wasn't having one leg. And someone was like, I want you to stand on your feet and take life very serious.
Wow.
So you see, and people are laughing about it. So it's
That's
becoming a
extreme.
very
They don't
extreme.
care.
And like I was thinking, maybe I think it was only while I was scrolling, it was only two people I saw that were like, this is not fair. They were not the one that created themselves, and life can happen to anybody.
Yeah.
But
You
they
know,
did.
sometimes I used to think I just used to think if it's humans that actually pick their phones and
To
type
type.
this, like it's very out. Sometimes I wonder, like, do people just sit down, human beings that
Yeah.
have blood and emotions, type this kind of things? There was one time they just say things like they don't think about what they say.
Some are doing it for fame. Oh. Like they want
Like
followers.
they say for cruise.
Yes, cruise. It's just
That's
cruise.
I think
unfair.
it's senseless for you to sit down and create something hilarious out of a person's pain or
Yeah,
Yeah.
bad situation. I think it's demeaning, it's disrespectful,
it's unfair.
it's you get to crush people's self-esteem. Some people's self-esteem is already, like
They are trying
very
to build
it
it.
yeah, they're
Mm.
trying to build it and you do things like this to them. It's unfortunate that it's there's a market for it
Mm.
as
Mm.
of right now, especially on social media. There's a market for it. You get go to platforms where people call out, you know, people with disabilities or situations that do not really warrant anyone to laugh at. But for you to think and try to, there are things that happen in life that when you reflect on them, there's bound to be lessons to learn
Yes.
rather than
Mm.
just sit down and make jokes out of those things to entertain people. So, like I
Yeah.
said, there's a market for it. So, because there's a market for it, you'll always find people who will patronize and
Mm.
people will continue to.
Yeah.
But I think there should be boundaries
Ah.
because anything hilarious, anything funny that will harm someone's self esteem, someone's image, and disrespect them in whatsoever way. I think we should stay away from things like that. It's
Mm.
it's it's terrible.
So, what other impact, negative impact, do you see or have you experienced maybe that these funny things have negative impact on others?
But don't get us wrong. It's not it's not a crime to make jokes or to be humorous, to be hilarious,
Yeah.
to make people laugh. It's not. It's just how we go about doing it is what we are discussing. Is how we go about doing it such that we do not belittle others or crush other people. That's what our
Yeah.
concern is. It's not that nobody should laugh or nobody should make jokes. No, please, just for the sake of context. So,
Talking about how we go about doing it,
yeah.
I don't think it will be possible for people to reason us, or how do I put it? I don't think it's possible for you to, as a comedian or as a jovial person, to know how to go about things if you're not being sensitive to other
Okay.
people.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is one of the ways is that you be sensitive. If
Yeah.
I put out this
Sensitive.
thing or if I say this thing, how will
Yeah.
other people receive it? How will this person receive it? So one of the ways is also being sensitive to other persons, being sensitive to other
I agree
people's
with
feelings.
you. You're sensitive to other people's feelings. You're. I think another thing is timing.
Yes,
Timing.
avoid
Perfect.
to do
Yeah. If your
your
if your
comment.
if your if your joke comes at the wrong timing, there's bound to be a backlash or the
Yeah,
way it will be received will
Yeah.
definitely be different from the way it will be received if it was a perfect timing. I've seen where people go for funerals and someone comes up to say something about the deceased and there's maybe an experience or an encounter they had and they make a joke and it lightens up the mood. Everybody in the hall or in the church or at the
Mm.
funeral laugh, and it brings back memories they might have had with that same person
yeah,
Mm.
that passed on. Yeah, something like that. But for example, the same, funeral ceremony, and then you come up with a joke, maybe like the body shaming thing or a sexist kind of thing. It's
I just beat
inappropriate.
Yeah,
you.
very
It's
inappropriate.
inappropriate. It's the wrong timing.
You might just
So
follow the person.
yeah, so so sensitivity, timing,
Yeah.
timing matters a lot.
Also about getting to make jokes, or would I say um historical,
Yeah,
yes, historical context to be funny or not right now. Yeah. So that is also one of the things we should also put in mind when we are trying to make jokes or when we are trying to be hilarious. As well, get to know people's personality.
true.
I
Mm.
realize that some people that make jokes, some, not all, if they put themselves in that shoes, they might not feel anything. Like they might
Yeah,
not feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
They might not feel what they said is wrong. So I think other people used to have that challenge
so
because they feel like if they do this to me, I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't take it as anything serious. So why is this person taking it serious? So knowing that we have different personalities
Yeah.
and we receive things differently
differently.
matters a lot.
So more or less like know your audience.
I have this friend that she's not tall and we gave her a nickname, this nickname. And funny enough, her parents are calling her that. Even her parents are calling her that nickname. I don't want to call it.
Before you get into trouble.
Right now, even when we go to her house, we call her that name because she's very short.
Excuse
And
me, excuse me. Short people are unique.
so we have been calling from level one, even up until now. We call her by that name, and she is okay with it. In fact, if you ask her what is her name, she'll call her first name and call that name for us to know that because there are many Debbie in my school.
Yeah.
We are a lot of, I don't know where all the Debbie. You see, they gave all of them admission that year.
Yeah, yeah.
So there are a lot of Debbie. So she always call herself that name. And even when we got home, we started calling her that name, and her parents too used to call her that name. But I noticed that most short people don't like people making fun of them.
Yes, they don't.
They
Okay. Didn't call anybody's name. Didn't mention anybody's name.
Okay,
they don't like people
okay.
making fun of their height. So I was very surprised that she was fine with it. So the fact that she's fine with it doesn't mean that you should do
Yeah.
Yeah,
that to
to
another
another
person.
person.
No, even it doesn't even mean you should
Continue
calling
doing,
her that.
yes.
You understand? She might have gotten to a place in her life where she has a
Yeah.
healthy self-esteem. She might be short physically, but it doesn't mean she's short intellectually or
Yeah.
in
She's
other
not.
areas. So she has accepted this is my physical feature.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yes, it's the truth, but it does not make how
Yes.
we
Yeah.
should.
And
So
some persons might not be like that.
yes, some persons might take
And
offense in
I
it.
used
So
to
just
avoid
know.
short. Let me just let that slide. Let me let that
So
slide.
this dark humor of it, like this dark humor is something most people don't. I don't know, but I don't like it. For example, let me give an example. So there's this story, right? The the girl, a little girl, she's blind, born blind. So she came home that day and I guess she heard the word. I'm just trying to give an example, right? I saw the story too. And then she asked her mom that, Mom, what is dark humor? So it's very simple for the mom to just explain. But the mom said, You see that boy over there? Ask him to come get the biscuit that is in your hand. And the boy over there is crippled
And she's
and she's
blind.
blind. So, like when other people hear something like that, when I saw that, I felt really bad. Right? I felt, I don't know, I
For
was,
some, they will roll on the floor.
I felt bad, like as though I was the one. But
I actually feel bad.
most people, most people find it very
They
funny.
find it funny.
They
Like I
find it
said,
very
there
funny.
is a market for it. I think one of the things we also have to consider is when people say, "I don't like it," you should respect them.
Yes.
You should respect it. We should be able to, hold back
Yeah.
or respect people.
Nigerians don't. Nigeria people,
Instead, you hear
they don't like. They don't used to hear what.
you hear them say you too dey serious with life.
It's not that deep.
It's not
Yes,
that
it's
Yeah.
not that deep, but yes,
Person
do
doesn't
the right
like it.
thing. You don't.
They
The
don't
person
like
doesn't like it.
it.
They don't like it. They don't like it. So you
That's-
can't force someone. You can't force it down their throat.
that's
And there are
it.
people like that will be like, "That's your business," and they continue. You understand?
Yes.
They just continue. Like,
And do you know that some people don't even like joke at all?
okay, that one.
Yes, they
Who
don't
are
like
those
jokes.
people?
They don't like jokes, and some people don't like pranks.
No, I think those I'm not
Well,
like that
for
prank
jokes,
too.
I don't know about that. For pranks, if the pranks are going to
Too
be
extreme.
the extreme,
Yeah.
they are dangerous. They are no, I won't be
I
interested.
think someone has shot his fiancée because of prank. She actually tried to scare him. I know outside the country, I think there are some countries that have license to go.
Yes.
Yes, and he shot her.
She died?
I don't really know,
Try.
but he shot her because he thought she was looking scary actually, and he shot her because he was scared.
Self defense. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So you see, sometimes
It's
this
unfortunate.
that is a prank. This prank, there was
That
one.
cost someone
Yes.
their life.
It's too. I have this friend. I was alone in the hostel that day because I like staying back in the
Yeah.
hostel after exams. I like just being alone for a few days before I go home. And she was still around. I don't know if that one was a joke. And she went to the back of the hostel and just stood behind the window. And she was watching me behind. I was scared. I was starting, and she was laughing. I was like, "This is not funny. What if I just faint?"
Abi, you pour her hot water. Maybe you were holding hot water. Now.
She just wanted to scare you.
And she don't know how to just do this funny, normal kind of joke. She always likes startling people, and I
Wow.
don't like it. I don't find it funny at all. Try to startle me.
When do we say this is too much? Especially when it comes to your parents. I've seen countless videos on how children prank their parents. I've seen
Yes.
videos where parents prank their kids and out of fear or when they react and they discover that maybe it was all a prank or it was a joke or something and they speak to their parents with such vulgar
Or
disrespectful words and tone that a normal person would be like, no.
mm,
You know, your friend can prank you, you get upset, you lash out.
Mm.
I'm not making excuses, but you use words that pairs can use within
yes,
their
you use it
circle,
for your parents.
but that you use it on your parents, that's extreme. And in those videos, you see the parents, now laughing,
Laughing about
apologizing, and all that. I feel like it doesn't make
And
sense.
people find it funny.
And they
And
find it
what
funny.
is even disturbing is that if, for example, on social media you see something like that, and you get to comment saying that this is not funny,
Yeah.
They will be
they'll call you
attacked.
They'll
bitter.
call you out.
They'll call you bitter.
Yeah.
They'll say you are too
Depressed.
depressed, you are judgmental, you are everything bad. So how would someone now get to tell the outside world that this thing they are doing? Because for a child to prank his or her parents, I believe that na small something they start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From there, it will be getting, maybe one day the child would forget that this person is my mom or my
Yeah.
dad.
Mhm.
They'll start looking at the parent as
They made.
their mate.
We're not saying don't have fun, play, or
No, they're
make jokes with your parents or so, grandparents and all that. No, enjoy life.
Yeah.
Life is to be enjoyed.
Yeah.
But that when it there should be respect. There should be the place of honor. We should not take that out and
And
throw it out the
sometimes you
window
will
when
see
possible.
the negative response from the parents, like involuntarily.
Yeah.
but they don't caution them. They
That's
feel it's a
insane.
joke.
Well, that's insane. We should learn to speak the truth.
They
If you
don't
don't
caution
correct
them.
certain things, they become normal and they
Yeah, and they'll
continue.
do
And it's
worse.
because we have normalized these things. That's why
We are
It's
seeing it
becoming
like that.
worse every
it's
day.
becoming worse.
Fine. So now, how do we make the outside world know that?
That's why we're doing this actually.
But it's not like most it's not like most of them don't know. Just like you
They don't.
said, for the fear of being judged, like talked bad about, they'll just go with the flow. It's not like most of them, some of them don't know that this thing they're doing is bad. Just like when they post a video on social media, right? Someone might see it and say, this thing is too bad or too extreme, but they don't want to be maybe abused or insulted. Let me use the word insult. So they'll just flow with it.
You don't flow with things. Anything that is wrong, if you're not ready to call it out, you're not ready to say
Yeah.
this thing is wrong,
Then
then be
avoid
quiet.
it.
You understand?
Yeah.
Instead of going with the flow, that's hypocrisy. So if you feel it is wrong, you think you've analyzed it and it is wrong, say it is wrong. If you are not ready for the backlash, then leave it. I'm going to pray for them. Instead of going with the flow. Because if you say you're going with the flow just because that is what is going, it means you agree.
Yeah.
So if you do not agree, then do not agree.
That's right.
And when we make fun of people or we're trying to make jokes and whoever it is that we're making jokes at or we're, having these conversations with is not receiving it, you could do this and not mean any harm in your thinking. You
Yes.
processed it, you don't mean
Yes.
any harm.
Yeah.
You just want to make light of situations.
Yeah.
You could be going through something terrible and you know how Nigerians do it. You could be going through a lot and then coming out from a lot or entering a lot and they just make jokes. You
About
understand?
things.
Just
Yeah.
create fun to make light of the situation. But when the other party is not seeing it the same way you're seeing it, know your boundaries, know the other person's boundaries, respect their boundaries,
Yeah.
and quickly apologize.
Learn to apologize.
Quickly
Learn to apologize because that's where some people get it wrong. They
Yes,
don't
they don't apologize. To hell with you. What
Yeah.
do you think you are? You
continue
are
with the
depressed. Those kind of
They
things.
don't apologize, and that's
And
wrong.
words carry power. Words can either crush a person or make them.
Yeah,
So
make them-
we need to be
make 'em
careful
mad
with.
them.
And most of the time, these things actually something like this can make someone go into depression. Not just go into depression, it can also make someone commit suicide.
Commit suicide. Yeah.
Making fun of someone's mistake,
Yeah.
making fun of things they are trying to get out of their struggle.
Or body shaming them.
Yes, it can actually make people commit suicide. But it's very painful that people think it's not that intense. So let's learn to apologize and learn to know when to stop. When I say
Yeah.
stop, please stop. All right. So, any other addition?
Yeah. Empathy. You empathize with people. You learn to. You can walk into situations that appear very funny. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for example, let me give what for example. Okay. For example, someone with who is drunk could be blabbing and saying funny, very, very funny things. You walk into the situation and rather than sit down rolling on the ground laughing, you can do that.
Yeah.
But you have to also ask yourself, is it the right thing to do in that moment?
Yes.
So you could walk in, laugh about it. The person is dealing with hard drugs or drunkenness or something, and you wait till the person is sober, or you do something out of because you empathize with the person's situation. You sympathize with the person. You are compassionate. You try to help the person first. Then afterwards, you can both make jokes out of it.
One of the things we also usually do, which I am guilty about, is, for example, when someone falls
Yeah.
or hits their head or something, it hurts, but we tend to laugh about it.
Yeah.
I think that is actually wrong because many people get angry
Yeah.
because they are hurting and you are laughing.
Yeah. Some don't even get angry. They laugh along,
About-
but
yeah.
I think our first impulse should be, are they okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
You understand? If our
Yes.
first impulse is, are they okay? You make sure they are fine. Once you're sure they are fine, then you guys can laugh
Laugh
about
about
it.
it.
Yeah.
Not go and laugh behind the person's back, but laugh, you make
Yes. When
sensible
everything is
humor, bring out
that
sensible
goes
humor.
back to knowing when to joke about something.
Exactly,
Yeah.
timing.
Yes.
So
Talking about
you
timing.
walk into someone who is convulsing
And you're laughing.
and you are laughing.
Seriously?
Do you get? Or
Yeah.
someone has Apollo, I don't know what they,
Yes. Apollo.
the way the eyes will
red
begin
eyes.
to look,
Yeah.
and you laugh.
Mm.
Those kind of things. It's funny. Do you get? But it's
Yeah.
not funny.
Can I share something?
It's it's funny, but it's not funny. Yes, please.
So I used to have this colleague, right? So that day, that fateful day, we were at work, and my boss scolded this lady. Like, I don't know what she did, but I was just hearing him shouting, and she didn't know that there was water. Like where she was, she didn't know that there was water inside. So she was just coming, frowning her face, like she was angry, fuming, like just a shout for person, you don't even know it's busy. And when she got to that place, the next thing I had was bim.
Laughing.
No, I did not laugh.
She sleep.
She slipped. She fell very hard, and
The person that was scolded or the person that was scolded?
no,
The person
the
that was
person that
doing the
was
scolding.
the person that was
scolded.
scolded, not my boss
The
now.
person that was scolded.
Yes.
She
And
was grumbling.
she was grumbling, and she
I
just
felt,
the way she because I wasn't paying attention, I didn't
Yeah.
even know she was coming, but I was there coming, and she slipped and she fell. I had to rush. I said, what happened? Hope you're fine. There's water here. And after she stood up, we checked that she's okay. Immediately our eyes met, we just started laughing. So you see, if I had laughed, she would have feel very
because
because
she was actually angry.
She was
yes,
anxious, upset.
maybe
at
she
the
would
time.
have transferred the aggression.
Yes.
So like we laughed throughout that day. My boss was still upset, but if we just remember that fall, we'll start laughing because
Actually,
So, yeah.
very important to have a perfect timing when you
Yeah.
make jokes.
Yeah.
It's very important to do that. Yes.
I also think sometimes when we could have back to that, I think it's still body shaming. We put it under that umbrella where some people can ask silly questions. Actually, really, there's no lie.
Nigerians especially.
Leave Nigeria alone.
Oh yeah,
Excuse you,
sorry.
please. It's not only Nigeria. It's not peculiar to Nigerians alone. What?
We have problems
Okay.
everywhere.
But I have my reasons of saying
We have
that
problem
too.
with you. Okay, so someone can ask you silly questions, and then you could want to lash out or fire back, and then
Yeah.
you use something on their body, or sometimes you could just do it absent-mindedly. You understand?
Mm.
Yeah.
For example, maybe someone has bigger ears than yours,
Mm.
and the person asked you, you said something, and expecting the person, should have
Reply.
heard, to have heard, and then the person repeats the same thing.
Yes.
For example, get me a glass of wine. I should get you a glass of wine. Do you get? Get me a
Yeah.
glass of wine. I should get you a glass of wine. So, especially if you're short tempered, it means for you to ask me if you should get me a glass of
Yeah.
wine, it means you heard.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what are those your big ears for?
Hey.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So sometimes you could have you just say things. It means you thought about it before. You might
Yeah,
just
normal.
do you get? So you might just slash out, not with the intention to hurt the person,
Yeah.
but the way
Yes, the situation.
the situation, the way it just
And
happened.
almost you feel
So-
like you're on your right
But
because the
sometimes,
person pushed you.
yeah, that is an excuse, a
Yes.
silly excuse.
Very silly.
So a
word.
lot of times we do that and we blame the other party
Other person
for
pushing
you.
our action. The person did not push you.
You see that push
You know,
yourself.
sometimes you blame the devil for something you did, and you say it's the devil. Even the devil will be like,
What did I
"Did you
do?
see me there?"
I was just blowing fire.
So you understand?
Yeah.
So I think self-control. Just self-control also comes in. Being
Also,
patient
there
with
is
people.
this thing I want to talk about. Still going back.
Okay.
I watched the video two kids were arguing,
Yeah.
and I think the parent of one of the kids was there. And while they were arguing, the other child said something like that child insulted the other one.
Okay.
And it was actually funny because it's talking about the person's grandmother.
Wow.
It's something like
Children.
that's why, yes, children. You know, there are some children that actually have bad mouths. Like I don't know where they get that kind of
Environment.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the child said something about the other saying that's why your grandmother has a bad breath. Something like that.
Wow.
And the parents actually wanted to laugh because they found it funny,
Funny.
but they had to hold their laughter and scold the child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes, so
Else,
I
if you
think
continue.
it's one thing that parents also should do. Learning to, even if it's funny,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a child should not be doing that.
Yeah.
So if parents should laugh over some of the jokes their children make, they'll think that it's all right doing it.
Yeah.
I think that's where some people get to grow with that character
Yes.
of not
Yeah.
being sensitive
Yes.
or having empathy.
Very true.
While watching the video, the parents almost laughed. So the mother, the wife, that is his mother,
Yeah.
tapped her husband and like, don't laugh. And she held the child and pulled the child away and scolded the child.
Right.
I was impressed with that because the mom actually scolded the child. So I think that's what parents should do. Because if they get to laugh about that situation, the child will believe
That it's
that
normal.
It's normal.
Yes.
and
It's
move on
normal.
with that. So let's also get that as a mother, a father, a guardian. Yep.
Colossians
Yeah.
4:6 says, let your conversation all be full of grace, always seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone. So our response should speak grace. Our words should speak life. We should not. We should be careful what we say to people. You don't know where they are coming from, because the truth is, we come from different backgrounds.
Yeah.
We have our peculiarities and all that. And what may be funny to you might be abuse to someone else. What may be, normal to me might be something that is extremely provocative when it comes to someone else. So you get just the way your driving systems are different,
Yeah.
per country and all that, the way you eat, the way you hold your cutleries, the way you talk, your even greetings and all that. There are places where you go, you cough and you say sorry or excuse me. There are other places where you go to, you cough, they will tell you sorry. You understand?
Yeah.
So let's watch our environment, be sensitive to other people, be genuinely concerned about people, care for them, and be thoughtful, be mindful. Because truth is, like they say, what goes around comes around. So today you might do it to someone else, and tomorrow someone might touch you
Times 5.
where you least expect,
Yes.
where to pay you very well. So I think it's important that we put these things into consideration. We're not saying don't enjoy life. Enjoy your life. Have fun. Laugh. Laugh. Laugh.
But consider others.
But in all thy laughing,
Mm.
in all thy laughing,
Consider
consider
others.
how others feel.
Anything.
Nothing. She said, you do consider others. So just this incident, I just remember this incident. So I'm a kind of person that I keep my phone anyhow. Anywhere the phone can relax, I'll drop it there. So, and this has caused my phone to always or most of the time fall inside water. So I have this cousin. She's always shouting, like quarreling. I don't know. You buy this phone, but you don't even care all the time. See where if I drop it on top the drum when there's water,
You drop your phone on the
sorry, but the phone is relaxing.
And so
It has
eventually
to
to
do what?
swim. Eventually the phone will want to swim.
So there was a day I still dropped it on the drum and I went inside and she carried the phone and she hid the phone.
Nice.
I was looking for my phone, looking for this. I looked for this phone. I was now shouting, I don't have calculation to buy phone. No, please do some my phone. And she was like, she did not see it to check
She will
around.
help you look for it then.
Since I did not see it, I just told myself, though, we have to start making budgets to get a new phone. That was what I put in my mind. So I won't feel bad. I was feeling bad though. But later in the day, she brought out the phone and she was like, at least you will learn your lesson now and keep your phone well.
Amen.
And, and then I just started laughing. I said, oh, so you were the one that carried the phone. Okay, that one passed. And then another day, she dropped her phone on top of the drum.
Payback time. Gang.
That day, I was done with what I was in and I wanted going inside. I said, let me go along with the phone. I said, let me seize this opportunity and do her. So I carried the phone and I hid the phone. I put it on silent.
You were being petty.
And she was calling, asking everybody, please, did anybody see her phone? I was inside. I was pressing my phone. I said, I did not see your phone. Check around or call it. She said, I've been calling it. Nobody is speaking and it's been ringing. I said, still check. Maybe it's somewhere. And she looked for it. And when I saw that, she was already getting tired. Her face, like she wants to cry. And I said, oh yeah, see your phone. That girl changed it for me that
Yes,
day.
now. Yours was to teach you a lesson because you were constantly dropping your
Why are you people supporting that?
Yes,
now?
we are saying we are being realistic.
And she was like, she didn't answer me when I gave her. She just collected it and I said, why are you frowning now? She just looked at me. No, try them again.
Try them again. That reminds me of my husband's nieces. When they were younger, they're teenagers now. When they were younger, there was a time that I think they were given assignment. They were taught something in school. About, I think flotation or something. So they were in their grandmother's house one day, and then they picked their grandmother's phone, got a bowl of water, dropped it inside.
My God.
Yes, my God, my sister.
Hey,
Practical. Dropped inside. When grandma came. Yeah. Yeah, what have you done? Mom, grandma, we just want to see if the phone will float.
When it's not bread.
It's practical.
It's practical. Because what they were taught in school, so they wanted to practice at home. They wanted to see for themselves.
That's
So
actually
they dropped. That was
innocent practical.
honestly very innocent.
And it was
not
grandma's
malicious.
phone
It was not.
station.
It wasn't because they wanted to do something bad.
Yeah.
They were trying to experiment what they had been taught in class.
Yes.
So
They did it innocently.
unfortunately, it was grandma's phone. They
That
dropped
was
in
the
the phone.
object of practical. Oh,
my
God. That's
At the time, it wasn't funny actually, but eventually.
I can imagine her lifting the
Well,
phone from the
You
water
see,
and
another thing is, when people do things, we have to consider whether or not they are aware that it is wrong.
yeah.
Our motive matters. So sometimes we will beat children, because they did something, but are they aware, or were they aware before they did it?
Yes, because
that it
beating
was
them can
wrong?
make them confused.
Yes, they
Yeah.
become confused. Like my husband would say, if you're going to spank the girls, you tell them what they've done
did,
wrong.
yes.
When spanking them, you tell them why you are spanking them,
Yeah.
and then tell them not to do it again. But sometimes we'll throw all that out the window and we'll finish spanking them, then we'll dismiss them, and then maybe go back later to start explaining.
Yeah.
That you explained right there and then. So if when you say they are disobedient, disrespectful and all that, is
Yeah.
when you conclude that, is when you are aware that they were aware before they did it, did what they did. You get?
Yeah.
So I know it's disrespectful to raise my voice at an elder, and I did it anyway. So it means I was aware.
Yes.
I get spanked. You understand? But
Yeah.
if I wasn't aware and I did it, it's a different ball game.
Yes.
To be a different conversation.
Yeah.
So there are different methods to these things. So
Motives.
motive
Mm.
matters. But even God sees our hearts.
Yes.
So
True.
That's right. I remember those days, my parents, my dad especially, would beat you. Inside the beat you, we try to understand what did I do. So the pain is not actually the problem. You are trying to
understand what have I
What
done?
have I
What warrants this thing? What thing warrants?
So
Good.
our motives to things is actually very important. Yes. All right. Is there you have one experience?
I know. No,
Alright.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you
Has
This
this
smile, yeah.
experience? All right.
what was the most significant experience, funny experience you've had? What's the most significant funny experience? And when I say this, the question I'm asking is something that happened to you, not to someone else that made you laugh. Something that happened to you that you laughed about.
Okay, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's this place I used to walk before, right? I know people will say, how many walk have you?
It's good.
So-
You have experience.
Yeah, I do work there as a kitchen assistant. So I resume by 4 and close. My supposed time is to close is by 11. But like there are Lebanese people, and those people, their morning is night, and their night is morning. So by the time you're preparing to close, that's when you see
Then,
everybody coming, like visitor, and then there's a lot to do, and before you're done, it's maybe 12, 1 or 2
a.m.
a.m.
Huh.
And I don't like staying back, though there's a place you can stay if you close late. I like going home, and my colleague doesn't like it because that one, she doesn't joke with anything that will cause harm to her. So that fateful day, we closed from work, and she said we should stay back. I said no, I'm being calculative. Now if you stay back, transport like this. And she said, okay, let's go. I cannot forget, I was putting on a red gown that day. So we're trekking, and she carried her phone, and then she on the record. She was recording, and we're singing this song. You were Alpha and Omega, and that road is very lonely. Like even in the daytime, it's very lonely and quiet. And we're just going around 2 a.m.
Wow.
and we're just singing. So she was at the front and I was behind. And then she was the one that cited this boss, this Yankura, I don't know how, this boss. So the boss was coming, and while we're singing, she said, run, oh, run, oh. So I was thinking maybe she's just saying it.
Oh my
And
God.
She said it again, run, oh, run, oh. So when I sighted the bus, there was no seats, only two, the driver's seat and the passenger seat in front. And before I could understand, I just saw 3 people jump down. One was holding a big firewood.
Oh my God.
The other one was this Gora. And one, this, what's
Golf stick.
the English name?
Golf. Is it golf
That
stick?
stick that curve
golf
like
stick.
this. And then one was holding Koboko, and they were pursuing us. And my colleague was at the front. She was shouting. I was not seeing legs. I wasn't even seeing this lady. I was thinking, like, wait for me. She was just saying, run, oh. And I was shouting, Jesus, why yo?
Oh my God.
And that day, like I closed from school because from school I go to the work. And then I held my school, but I was just running, like we're running. And they caught up with us. The driver turned and blocked us. And then those guys. And my friend just knelt down. She said, please, I'm the breadwinner of my family. Please. And she said, please, I'm the one that pay my school fees. Please, sir, I'm just closing back one home. And she was like, sir, see, the man was like, open your bag. He says, sir, see, please. It's me that is supporting my family. And I was just standing. Not like I wasn't scared. I was scared. But I was just standing there, and I said, I looked at the driver. I said, sir, this is not right. And he said, okay, it's not, don't be scared. We're just vigilantes.
Okay.
And I said, sir, it's not right. This is not right. Even if you're vigilantes, you're not supposed to chase us. My friend looked at me like this. We did this thing. They speak English. You get mine, they speak English.
What?
And I didn't even answer her. And the man was like, okay, we are sorry. We're just trying to be sure that
Thank God.
you guys are not. I said, it's fine. I was the one doing the talking, my friend.
Courage.
She was just like,
for the faith, sis.
and when he finished everything, he said, okay, where are you guys heading? We said, we're going home. He said, okay, let's drop you. We said, no, sir, don't worry. We'll trek. And that was how they left. Immediately they left, I sat on the ground. Because my legs were shaking. And my friends still looked at me again. This kind of thing happened. Ruth, you get mine, they speak English.
Yeah.
And while all of this was happening, she forgot to cut the record. So everything was recorded.
Oh my god.
So it was when we got home, she remembered that, oh, I did not cut this thing. So anytime we were sad, we just play that record. Oh, the run, that was so I cannot forget that day. I cannot. It was when I was shouting.
Yes, no.
Because when I was shouting the Jesus, I say, okay, maybe these people don't understand. Let me shout because at least there are also people. Let me shout, why yo? But nobody was coming. So it was a scary and a funny experience. I can never forget that day.
Oh God.
I have laughed a lot today. Thank you so much for staying to the end of this video. We really appreciate. All right. This is how to make fun. All right. Thank you so much. I believe we've learned a lot. When to make jokes, when not to, when to stop, when to say sorry, and to have empathy. I believe we've learned a lot. Thank you so much for staying once again. And please don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel. If you have not done that, let me be nice today. Please subscribe. Just click on that red button. And that's all. Don't forget to subscribe.
Kindly run
And
to
subscribe.
all our social media handles and subscribe. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Follow us.
Thank you. See you on our next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. God bless you.